Biden did it. $1,400 third stimulus check update plus $200 SSI SSDI VA railroad retirement benefits plus baby bonds. Welcome back, you guys. It's Ron here with your third stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Hope you guys are doing very well today on this Sunday. It is the 14th of February, and I just want to say happy Valentine's Day to you guys. And I hope that you guys are as excited as I am for this love-filled day of hearts, be it with yourself, your family, your friends, or even your loved ones. And I may not have flowers nor chocolates for you guys, but I definitely have the sweetest, most accurate, most on-point updates for you on everything related to stimulus. Biden's latest move with U.S. mayors and governors to get the $1.9 trillion stimulus package approved already. We got the Democrats' timeline for the relief package, how much you can expect from your state and local government in the stimulus package. We've also got the controversial U.S. budget deficit, and the most interesting news item that you wanted to know about from my last video, the baby bonds. Oh, and don't forget, I also mentioned here our explainer video for the $200 increase in Social Security benefits. SSI, SSDI, VA, widows benefits, railroad benefits, all that in our very special Valentine's Sunday video, so stick around until the very end. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income, and of course, stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates. So if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. And guys, I also have the most interesting video recommendation for you guys from the up and coming curiosity-driven Matter channel. It is fast becoming the go-to place for history and science enthusiasts, like all you curious cats who wonder about the most interesting questions, like the video I'm recommending, how evolution is pushing all animals to turn into crabs. I'm not kidding you guys. You should really check it out. I already put a link down for you guys in the comments down below, but let's jump right into the content. Always the first question I answer for you guys, when are we getting the stimulus checks? Well, you'd be happy to know that even though the Trump impeachment trial took a lot of screen time from our daily news, one person is not watching and is instead still pushing stimulus hard was President Joe Biden. And all throughout the week, President Biden pressed ahead with his $1.9 trillion stimulus package, even though as the second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump got underway. And when asked about it, he said, "We already lost over 450,000 people, and we could lose a lot more if we don't act and act decisively. And as I said before, children are going to bed hungry. A lot of families are food insecure. They are in trouble. That's my job." And right now, here's the most updated Democratic timeline they're working on with coronavirus relief and those $1,400 stimulus checks. All right, so February 15th through the 19th, you've got the House Budget Committee finalizing the legislation, and the Rules Committee sets the terms for floor debate. Then you got February 22nd through 26th, the House votes on the relief bill, sending it to the Senate. And before March 14th, the Senate passes the stimulus legislation, forwarding it on to Joe Biden's desk for his signature. Now, with 9 House committees finished, it will go to the House Budget Committee next week, and they're in charge of compiling the bills into one piece of legislation. Now, the House Rules Committee will set the terms of debate, with the Democrats gearing up for a floor vote sometime during the week of February 22nd. Then after that, the Senate, then the president's signature. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi recently reiterated her promise to get this done by March 14th. She said, "We hope to have this done by the end of February, certainly on the president's desk in time to offset March 14th's deadline, where some unemployment benefits will expire." Now, with that timeline, the earliest the checks will come through direct deposits in your bank accounts will probably be the same week or the week after, somewhere around March 19th, maybe March 27th. And I'll be here with you guys the whole time, giving you guys the blow-by-blow updates on all the happenings with all the stimulus checks and the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. So definitely subscribe, click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new videos and content. And what you can also look forward to later in this very same video are the new proposals by the government for government baby bonds that can give your child up to $2,000 a year until they turn 18 years old. Isn't that crazy? So you definitely want to stick around for that. And I'll also tell you when I'll be releasing later today my big promised explainer video all about the $200 increase in Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, widows benefits, and railroad benefits as well. So definitely keep watching, you guys. And while most people were glued to the impeachment trial, Biden was still gathering support for his stimulus package. Now, last Friday, he met with a bipartisan group of mayors and governors to get their buy-in on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And here's a part of his remarks before the meeting started. "Equally consequential is the need to help states economically in terms of everything from from unemployment to being able to make sure that they can get their kids back in school, and what role the federal government should play in helping getting that done. What that really means for us is the $350 billion to state and local governments and tribal governments. The group included 4 governors and 5 mayors. And aside from the help the government will get to crush the virus and improve government infrastructure like transportation, a big part of the money will go straight to your pockets. Stimulus checks will be sent out, a new child credit allowance, and of course homeowners and rental assistance as well, not to mention money and in food stamps. Earlier this month, more than 400 mayors wrote to leaders in Congress to urge them to pass Joe Biden's relief package. Their letter said the $350 billion in direct relief to state and local governments included in President Biden's American Rescue Plan would allow cities to preserve critical public sector jobs and help drive our economic recovery. Providing direct, flexible aid to cities is the most efficient and immediate way to help families and their communities who have been suffering for way too long. Then there's the concern over the budget deficit that this stimulus package will add to. And the latest figures from the Congressional Budget Office are in, and they say the federal budget deficit is projected to total $2.3 trillion in the 2021 fiscal year, a drop from last year, but well ahead of anything the US had seen prior to COVID-19 pandemic. And take a note, guys, this does not even include the $1.9 trillion relief spending yet. So needless to say, that's a big number. And you guys know I don't lean Democratic or Republican. I'm pretty much right down the middle when I, make my evaluations and provide guidance. But I'll be honest with you guys, those are some big numbers. So I definitely feel where the Republicans are coming from. But at the same time, we definitely need to provide, the much needed financial support that the American people need, especially during this pandemic. Now, big picture wise, this deficit will still be the second largest in the nation's history, either in total dollar terms or as a proportion of the $20.9 trillion US economy. They do add, though, that the big deficits are somewhat offset by faster economic growth. And what's more interesting about this is that the latest research is showing that yes, the US budget deficit is rising, and yet public concern about it is falling. In a Pew Research Center survey conducted June 16th through the 22nd, just under half of US adults, 47%, call the deficit a very big problem in the country today, a big decrease from 55% in 2018. So what do you guys think? Is the stimulus package worth the increase in our budget deficit? I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me some comments down below. Let's get a discussion going on. And in other news, it looks like the $15 per hour minimum wage is gaining even more support as more than 80 progressive groups urge House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to prioritize the needs of women during the negotiations of the COVID-19 relief package, including raising the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour. They're especially pushing hard for the $15 per hour minimum wage and eliminating the sub-minimum wages for tipped workers as a start that will ensure economic equality through wage justice. And in their letter to Congress leaders, they said, the simple truth is that women, especially Black women, Latina women, Asian women, and Pacific Islander women and Indigenous women have suffered the worst impacts of the pandemic, and they need to be lifted up in the solutions and relief you draft and ultimately pass in Congress. If we are to truly build back better, we must build an economy that works for women. The groups also call for $40 billion in funds for childcare industry, emergency paid leave provisions, and the $1,400 stimulus checks for individuals. This is important for everyone, guys, since what they're asking for won't just be for women, it'll be for everyone. And as they said, there's no time to waste. You must enact bold, inclusive relief. There can be no compromises, no watering down when our lives and health are on the line. And at this point, hearing from so many people and research already, I really don't think we need to hear any more evidence that the relief package is a good idea, right? I just hope that our lawmakers are listening. Like and share this video to get this information out to even more people, you guys. Now let's talk about the baby bonds. Now, many of you guys were surprised last video when I mentioned it, so I thought I would give it a quick refresher on this very interesting proposal for the stimulus package. Senator Cory Booker and Representative Ayanna Pressley introduced a proposal to provide every child with a $1,000 savings account that they could access once they turn 18 years old, hence the name baby bonds. And take note, it's not just going to stay at $1,000 forever. Now, because of compounding interest, which we talked about in previous videos, during the personal finance tidbits of the day, right? The $1,000 would actually grow to $2,000 a year through the fund managed by the Treasury Department. And at 18, the recipient can access the funds for specific purchases, such as attending college, buying a house, or even starting a business. So what do you think about this one, guys? Do you want this to be included in the stimulus package? I would love to hear from you guys. Drop me some comments down below. All right, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, widow's benefits, and railroad benefits. Just wait a little while longer and I'll be releasing my big explainer video in just a couple hours. I'll be sure to give you guys all the details, all the updates, and really what we can expect from a Social Security perspective very, very soon. All that in a couple hours, you guys. And as soon as it's released, I'll be sure to send you guys a notification. So check and make sure that you're subscribed and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can watch it as soon as that information is released. This is the big Social Security SSI SSDI explainer video that I've been promising you guys all week. So you guys can expect that in just a couple hours. All right, so on to the personal finance tidbit of the day, right? More and more of you guys are sharing your questions and your comments, and I'm loving every single one of them. Like I mentioned yesterday, due to popular demand, we'll go through the nitty-gritty on index funds in the next couple of videos this coming week, and then we're gonna transition into investing in the stock market in the series after that. But I definitely wanted to highlight some of our top comments, right? So we got a comment from Kevin Kaloyan. I apologize, man, if I messed up your name. So he says, hey, Ron, can you please explain to me what are index funds? Thanks. I'll definitely get some information on that one for you, Kevin. So the next one came from Sherry Messenger. She says, yes, I'm really interested in learning about all ways to invest my money. Sherry, I got you. And then also from Wheelan Hampton, she says, thanks, coach. Thanks a million. Always on time and on point. Also reported the scammer. See you Sunday. Hey, before I go, I've invested in small caps, large caps, and also a couple more before my retirement age. Good points about index stocks. Hey, Wheelan, I really appreciate that. And that's what's up that you already started investing. I'm really proud of you. So the next one came from Maxine McNeely. She says, index funds. Would like information on how to start and where to start. I have no knowledge at all, but want to learn. Maxine, I got you. I'm going to be doing some more, step-by-step how to identify the best brokerages to kind of work with and to be able to invest with. And I'm also going to create some how-to videos on how you can actually select the index funds that you want to invest in. So literally cradle to the grave, step 1 through 10 or whatever, how many steps it is, right? And you'll know exactly how to invest. And so the last one comes from Devin Brown. He says, hey, I'm interested in indexes, stocks, side hustles. I have signed up with Robinhood. Devin, I got you. We're going to be covering index funds, stocks, and more side hustles. So, but guys, keep the comments coming. I love hearing from you guys. And once again, thank you so much for the great comments, from the warm reception for our personal finance tidbits. That's really what's up. And this is really what's going to help you to build wealth. And I'm a firm believer that everyone can achieve some degree of financial freedom. And my goal is to help as many people to achieve that. So I'm going to keep doing what I do. All right, so now let's talk a little bit further about index funds, right? So really quick recap, right? So index funds are these low cost, high yield funds that you buy into and let them buy pieces of companies from a list that they call an index, right? And an index is just like the S&P 500, which has all of the big names like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google in it. Now, index funds make your money work for you by using what's called compound interest. Now, simply put, compound interest is literally just earning interest on top of the interest that you already got. So it's just compounding and growing a bigger and bigger snowball, so to speak. So again, that's interest on top of interest. Now, as an example, you have a $100 investment in an index fund that earns, let's just say 10% per year, right? That gives you $10 in interest after the first year, then $21 in the following year. So there's an extra $1 of compound interest. Now, if you keep that going for up to 10 years, you'll get $260, more than double your money already. Now, imagine that multiplied even more as you put even more money into your savings. So literally the sky's the limit, you guys. So in the same way as credit card companies and debt sharks make use of it, you could also make the most of compound interest. So instead of getting gamed by these companies that want to jack up your rates and charge you high interest, you can actually flip the script and do it yourself and actually make money on it. And on top of that, I highly recommend index funds because for the past 10 years, index funds have outperformed actively managed funds just by simply following the index of your choice. So really, it's a low fee, no fuss way to invest. Super duper easy, guys. So today I share with you guys all about the different considerations when choosing the actual index that you're gonna follow for your passive income investment. Now, different funds follow different indices or the list of companies that they're gonna be buying parts of or stocks of. Now, when choosing, consider the size of the company. Do you want to invest only in small caps, mid caps, or even large cap companies? And I think earlier today we saw that Wheelan invested in small and large cap companies. Then you can also consider the geography for stocks that trade on a foreign exchange. Some people like these because, whatever happens to one region of the world, they know that they'll be safe because all of their eggs are not all in one basket. You could also look at indices that focus on different industries like technology. And then there's different asset types. You've got domestic and foreign bonds, commodities, and cash. And of course, market opportunities. Consider if you want to invest in an up and coming market. So the idea here, guys, is diversifying your investment, putting your eggs in different baskets. And Warren Buffett said himself that the average investor need only invest in a broad stock market index to be properly diversified. And if you want my recommendation, the S&P 500 right here in the US is a very solid choice. For many people, as it tracks, you guessed it, the 500 large, well-known US-based businesses, which pretty much represent a wide range of industries. And the cool thing about these large US businesses is that you're kind of already diversified even outside the United States, because almost every single, if not every single one of the S&P 500 companies has businesses, locations, and offices outside of the United States. So you're already pretty well diversified. And some of the big names in tech within the S&P 500 include Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Facebook. So definitely go check out your favorite index today with your trusted broker. And to help you guys out a bit, I have a link in the description down below to show you some of the best options for mutual fund brokers, index fund brokers, and some not requiring and maintaining a balance or an initial investment. Definitely check it out. But I'll definitely talk more about this tomorrow as I give you all the expenses associated with index funds, so there won't be any surprises for any of you guys. So make sure you catch that one. And I also want to hear from you guys. What else do you want to know more about index funds? Other personal finance topics you want me to cover? Stock investing, maybe side hustles, ways to make money, saving tips. Really, all these questions are welcome, so ask away in the comments down below. I'll be right here listening to every one of you guys. So anyway, that is all for the stimulus check update and stimulus package update. You've got Biden's latest move with US mayors and governors to get the $1.9 trillion stimulus package approved already. And you've got the Democrats' timeline for the relief package, how much you can expect from your state and local governments in the stimulus package. You've got the controversial US budget deficit, and the most interesting news item that you wanted to know about from the last video, which was the baby bonds. Oh, and don't forget, I mentioned here our explainer video for the $200 increase in the Social Security. We're talking SSI, SSDI, VA, widows benefits, railroad benefits. Remember, that video is coming out in just a few hours. So if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel. Tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release the next video, which will be covering the massive SSI, SSDI, and Social Security explainer video that I promised you guys all week. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.